Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Just Leak. So today we're going to be doing a cover up of an HTV on my hoodie that I had removed. So I'm going to use this image to replace that image I had on there. So what I had to do was make this into two pieces because my printer only prints 8 by 11. So I had to slice it. So on here I removed the little white border that was at the bottom, and I have to match it up to the area that I cut off on the second sheet. So what I had to do was I cut the first sheet like right under the lady lashes, and then I cut the second sheet like right over her glasses, so I have enough room to line this up. And I'm going to be putting tape on both sides once I get it lined up. That's just to keep it in place for right now. And that's what you see me doing here. I want to make sure that that tape is tight so when I be maneuvering the paper, it doesn't come loose. So I'm just rubbing this side down some more also. Just getting the area. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to get this pen and I'm going to mark where the paper ends on the second page. So I'm lifting up the tape. You can't see that part, but I'm lifting up the tape on this side and just making a little line under the first sheet that's on top so I know where it's supposed to sit. You can see me doing it on this side. So I'm just making a little line. Don't have to be much, just a little line spot, however you want to do it, just so you know where that paper is supposed to meet up at. And you won't have to keep, adjusting it. So I'm just showing you, the little line that I put on both sides. And that is the back. So what I'm doing now is I'm just folding this down because this is the portion of the paper you want to remove, because if you don't, you just heat it up. You take the chance of that color coming through your image, and where that color is at, that's not the same part of the image that is on. So you don't want them like that, if that makes sense. Because I did overlap, so this is the overlap part. So I'm taking it loose so I can make sure that that part is straight so I could get it cut off. So that's the part I'm going to cut. Just give me 1 moment. I'm going to use my slicer to cut it off. Okay, so I'm back now. So I cut that off with the slice. I did leave a little above that. I could have went down a little bit more, but I wanted to be safe. So now I'm going to line this paper back up. This image, should I say. Even though you put the marks, you still want to make sure that it's lined up properly just in case those marks is off. But most of the time they're right on, but you still want to make sure that image is lining up on both sides. And where my finger at, that's where my mark is for the right side. See how it went right on there? That little swirl. And the next piece I'm going to do is like right where her glass is at. That's where I put my finger again to make sure that I'm in the right spot. I'm just pulling it over so to make sure it's flat and it's sitting correctly. So yeah, That's how you make a bigger image when you have a small printer. You don't have to buy a big printer to print big. You just want to know how, and that's how you do it. If you want to see how I sliced this or how I made the image on Canva. The lady image I got off of Etsy, and I put all the other stuff on there. So at this point is when you're going to get your heat tape. You want to get some strong heat tape. That's why I use the gold heat tape. Because you want to make sure that that doesn't come loose and that it's tight. So therefore you won't see that line in the middle of your image. And you want to make sure that image is sitting flat when you put the tape on it. So therefore there's no gap in the middle. So that's what I'm doing. Now you want to do it all the way across the picture. Sometimes you do like tumblers and stuff, you could leave spaces in there. Some people do, but you want to go all the way across. Make sure the tape is all the way across because you need that to sit tight and you need it to stay in the place. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my scraper. That's what I'm getting here. And I'm just going to scrape this for a little while, just straight across, pressing down, making sure it is tight on there. I go in different angles like this. Sorry, my camera is right there on the desk. I just go in different angles just to make sure that it's tight. But you want to make sure that everything is together. And that's how the image come out. Even though you can see that little line in there, when you press it, because you have it taped like you do on the back, you're not going to see that line at all. So that's how my hoodie looked when I took the image off. So that's what I'm putting the image over now. Hence the reason of this video, HTV cover up. So I'm covering up the spot where the HTV was. Because even though you could take it off, mostly all the time it do leave a spot. I don't wash that hoodie I don't know how many times. And that spot is still on there. You see that little mark? I put a little T up there so I can know which side go where, because it is a different side. They're not even. One like a 9.5, almost 10, and the other one is like a 10.5. So I had to make sure which one. So yeah, I put on a heat glove because I almost got burnt, as you see. So yeah, you want to use your protection. I don't always. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm pressing this for 10 seconds at 392. And this is glitter, white HTV. And on the directions it say a cold peel. But as you see, it's still hot. I didn't wait. I just took it off, just took chances. So you can follow the directions or you can learn from your mistakes. If you don't have any, then there you go. So that is the white glitter HTV. And what I'm getting now is the clear matte HTV. And I'll put the mark at the top here. I'm going to try to even it out. I'm trying to think how I seen it when I printed it out, but I cut the sheets, the HTV from my Cricut, but I made the image and printed the image from Silhouette. So, yeah. So if you made it this far in the video, I ask that you subscribe, hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, you can leave me a comment. I will answer back. But right now, I'm just letting that clear HTV heat up for 10 seconds. Also, I haven't changed the temperature. Yeah, so that's them two together. So when you black material, you have to put something light down, white or very light, in order for you to catch the image when you're doing sublimation. You could do this same image on heat transfer vinyl, and you don't have to worry about doing these two steps that you just seen here. You just print the picture and put it on. But with heat transfer vinyl, it heats up real quick. So as soon as you put it under there, it heats up, and then it'll get stuck. But you have to make sure it's in the right spot as soon as you stick it under there, because it's not going to press right, because it's going to start shrinking up and everything like that. So I probably won't be doing no more of that until I get maybe a heat press that the drawer pull out away from the heat, or one of the swing arounds, because you can't really take the image down, because the image itself is just the image. There's no extra space where you could put the tape. So yeah, hope that makes sense. Okay, so I just finished cutting all the sides off now, so as you see, so I'm just lining it up, making sure that it's on that clear HTV. But I'm going to try to do it on the white glitter vinyl and see what happens. I don't know if you could sublimate on it. I might try a little piece with a little design and see how it works. I won't waste my HTV, but if it works, then you'll see me just use the glitter, because I like the glitter. So I have to change the time on here. So I'm changing it to 60 seconds. So you want to see how this turned out, just stay tuned to the end. It's almost over, and I'm going to put up a picture at the end of how the shirt actually looks. And so that you know, when you use the vinyl with the sublimation, you can feel that vinyl on the shirt. So don't think it'll just be smooth like if you just do the sublimation. It's not. It's just gonna feel like you did a regular HTV on there. Seconds is up. Let it up lightly, because that heat still be gassing off, so you don't want to just, ghost it. So I'm trying to get this off with these doggone gloves. And that's how it came out. All the color is off of the paper. That's why I use this paper.